Question everything. So out in New York, they got this looting going on. Looting based off of being poor, based off of the colonizers maintaining us in poverty, literally, openly maintaining us in poverty, because we haven't got justice here yet for all the crimes against humanity that has happened to our people. All the wealth that was made off of Jim Crow in us, redlining us, race rioting us, lynching us, looting our communities. We got a history of this that you can actually pull up on Google, where they did all this stuff to us, destroying our communities, taking whatever they want at any time they want it. Had laws that if you seen a Negro walking down the street with property, you could just walk up on them and take their property if you was a colonizer, and there wasn't nothing you can do about it. This is a reality here in America. And then they want to turn around and complain about looting after what their forefathers and what their generations have done to us. We are in ghettos, slums, and hoods based off of the colonizers destroying us in many different ways in our communities in many different ways. Redlining our communities, keeping our communities under economic oppression, diverting resources away from our communities, literally getting busted as politicians and representatives, so-called leaders, getting busted doing this stuff. And then turn around and say that we're looting. Like we like poverty. Like we want to be in their impoverished areas that they keep us in. This is the reality to it. This is some blunt anti-black hatred that you can never ever possibly imagine here in America. Then they get on they news, their controlled news stations and talk like it's an outrage that you see impoverished people that they put into poverty, that they crushed into poverty, that they massacred into poverty, that they're in an outrage that they're looting. Like they're just supposed to accept the poverty. You just had Jessica Ramos out there, the senator out in New York, talking about how when illegal immigrants are when illegal immigrants are prostituting and doing all sorts of vendoring without licenses and drug dealing and many other different things that they're doing, they call that survival work. That's what Jessica Ramos called it, the senator out there. But when Negroes sitting in slums and ghettos and hoods based off of being massacred into them, destroyed into them by the colonizers, by this United States system, to survive by all means necessary, is called criminals. It's called racketeering. Organized crime. Even if you don't even know the people that's trying to survive like you, because they living in the ghettos, in the hoods and slums that they was put into by the forefathers in this system from the colonizers as well. They just lump you all in. This is what they do. They don't even show no other race or no other nation. Like, we're the only ones that actually are stealing stuff. We're the only ones that are looting. Do you see how they news work? To demonize you so they can justify their mass incarceration of your children? No doubt. Putting your children in private prisons so they can get paid off for it. Get paid off for being lawyers. Get paid off for being probation officers and parole officers and ankle monitor officers and many other different things that they get jobs and careers off of locking your children up by demonizing your children as Aboriginal Negroes of America. Do you see how it works? Well, if y'all got a problem with looting, don't you think we had a problem with y'all looting us? Don't you think we had a problem with y'all burning down Black Wall Street and all the different communities that was actually moving like Wall Street? Don't you think we had a problem with that? Don't you think we have a problem with the fact that y'all massacred our people for hundreds of years? Don't you think we have a problem with the fact that we had to work to build America and build an economic base where y'all got trillions and billions of dollars a day off of slavery? Don't you think we got a problem with that? Don't you think we got a problem with the fact that y'all maintain our oppression right here in America on our own soil? You trying to trick us out of our reality, talking about we're African Americans when we the Aboriginal Negroes of America? Don't you think we have a problem with that? Don't you think we have a problem with the fact that you haven't gave us reparations nor a bill passed for protection against hate crimes that y'all still commit on us to this day with KKK and many white militias still having organizations right here in America? Don't you think we have a problem with that? Mainstream media, mainstream colonizer news? Don't you think we have a problem with that? Or y'all too blind to see that? Or that's just not your reality based off of it being Aboriginal Negroes, the people that y'all truly hate here in America, thus can't get no resources and get no economic growth for our communities. But you got millions and trillions of dollars in our taxpayer dollars from our pocket going to Ukraine, going to Israel, going to the illegal immigrants and anybody else that y'all can actually fund other than us under y'all foreign affairs. But y'all want to cry about looting. But when we're crying about all the massacres and genocides that y'all done to our people, done to our bloodline, at the same time maintaining our poverty that y'all put us into, maintaining it by keeping us out of economic growth, that's all okay, huh? That's all okay. This is where y'all at. But y'all want to boo-hoo cry like something is happening to the businesses that y'all made big money off of our people being enslaved. Money that y'all owe us in the trillions, if not way more than that. I don't think you got 100 trillion that can actually own up to what y'all done to our people and still are doing. Ain't we the most mass incarcerated people in the world, our Aboriginal Negroes, as well as our women, Aboriginal women as well? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But y'all crying. Y'all crying about looting. Well, wake up, Aboriginal Negroes of America, because at the end of the day, once they start crying about looting, they make laws to continue to lock y'all down 100%, to justify their hatred for you. That's all it really is. Because at the end of the day, if they really want to change poverty, if they really want to change crime, then they'll give you your reparations. They'll give you economic floor to build yourselves up so that way you don't be so under strenuous stress to be able to have to do survival work like Jessica Ramos said out there, the senator of New York. So with that stated, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. For that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.